This field this week in this tournament looks like maybe one of the deepest fields we've ever seen in this tournament. You've been to a lot of these tournaments. What would it mean to come out on top of this group of teams?
You had 3 really good days, and it's these games are going to be so physical, and everybody knows each other so well. Your best players got to play their best right now, and you got to get a little lucky too. So
it's a tough tournament to win, obviously, right? You were at Baylor for a long time, trying to break from this. K-State hasn't won a postseason tournament since 1980. Would this mean more to the Cat fans than maybe some of these others who have won it more?
I don't know. I can't speak for all the Cat fans. I know we've played at Baylor. We were in the championship game 3 times. All 3 times we played a Northern team. They had a home court advantage, and you felt it, and didn't win any of those 3 games. And so if we're blessed enough to be in that championship game, I don't think the opposing team will have a home court advantage. And so looking forward to that if that happens.
Jerome, you're looking forward to having a home court advantage for the first time instead of being cheered against. How are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's just a blast. Just even walking up and down the streets, and I remember how many fans some of the other teams had, including K-State, in years when they were really good. And so I'm excited about that. I just remember being here earlier when we played Nebraska, how our fans turned out, and what a great experience that was, and so excited about it.
Coach Desi Stills being back, how's he doing, and what has he added to this team in the Big 12 tournament?
Des is doing well. We are so thankful to have him back. Obviously it's, it takes time to go through whenever you lose a loved one, and so, he's going to be fine. He's a tough kid, and we're just a better team when he's on the floor.
Coach, how much emphasis or non-emphasis is put on turnover issue when you're in practice?
I think everybody in our program, every player on our team understands that if we don't turn the ball over, it gives us a better chance to win.
TCU thoughts, playing them for the 3rd time. You don't get that much in a lot of other conferences, and now you got to do it here. So what are your thoughts on facing TCU for the 3rd time?
Well, I thought when they're healthy and have their whole roster that they were the most talented team in our league. And that hadn't changed my mind. It's going to come down to what the question was just asked: turnovers. Who turns the ball over less, and who gives up the less second chance shots, and then your stars got to be stars.
NCAA tournament-wise, 2-line, 3-line, destination. What do you feel like you guys are playing for this week?
We're trying to win the game tomorrow. That's it. Not really thinking about the tournament. Excited that we get a chance to be in the tournament. It's a different feel being here and knowing that you're in. And we don't take that lightly or for granted, but really hadn't thought about the seed lines and stuff.
What about the accolades that your players and yourself with AP and conference honors? Do you take time to think about those things and what it means for the team and the program?
Well, my staff made me take the time to announce it to the team, the guys, because there were so many of them coming in, and that's a blessing, right? It's a blessing from God. So thankful. Means we had a great season because the guys are winning awards. It means that we have a really good team, because you don't get, those are not individual awards, they're team awards, and so very thankful for all of it, and probably need to do a better job of appreciating it and celebrating it.
For you in the first year, though, getting Coach of the Year, how hard was it for you to institute that culture that you wanted to bring in and to do so successfully in your first year?
We got the right guys in recruiting. You establish your culture with the guys you recruit, and we recruited guys that we felt fit what we were about, and they just happened to be even better than we thought of as kids and players.
Hey Jerome, does them not having Eddie Lampkin change anything about the way you approach this game?
Nah, because they're 3 deep at every position, so, Eddie obviously is different, because of his size, his skill, his energy level, and so they're going to miss him, but they haven't had him for, on and off for some games for different reasons, and so I'm sure they're going to be ready to play.
Does your routine kind of switch up as far as practices, sleeping, eating when tournament time starts, or do you try and keep it consistent, what you've been doing throughout the year?
We've been trying to be consistent, but just cut back.
And And what is it about this tournament? Do you like this tournament? Do you like coming to Kansas City? What is it about the Big 12? Now you obviously as a head coach, but you've been coming here for years. What is it about this tournament?
I dislike coming here as an assistant. I felt like it was an unfair advantage, and now I'm very thankful.
Do you see that? Is there a huge advantage?
Yes, it's a huge advantage. I mean, 2 years ago, Iowa State had not a good season, right? Steve Prohm was the coach at the time, and they didn't have a good Steve. Steve's a friend of mine. I remember walking through the hallway with him, and they had 500 fans in the lobby of the hotel cheering the team, as they were coming back from a loss. And Steve says, man, these fans are incredible. I remember playing Missouri, and I mean, the arena was packed. It was just crazy. I remember pulling up to the stadium, and I think K-State had just played, and their fans were out waiting for their bus to leave right there where the buses come in. I mean, it's just crazy when you have a fan base behind you and it's in this close in the way everybody turns out. So yes, it is definitely an advantage, and I don't want to see the tournament move anywhere.
Coach, this time of year is all about who's playing the best basketball. Do you feel like your team is playing the best it can be?
I think we're playing pretty good. I don't know if it's the best we can play. I think we still have room to improve, but that's just the way I think all the time. But I think we're playing pretty good.
How do you address rest if you hypothetically, win 3 games in a row?
I'll think about that when that happens. Well, let's get 3 wins.
How do you address rest going into this Big 12 tournament?
Well, we've been making it a priority probably for the last 3 weeks, and we've done a good job as a staff of providing opportunities for them to rest, cutting back what we're doing at practice, taking all the fluff stuff out and just really focusing on what needs to be done, and then really emphasizing to our guys what they need to do in order for their bodies to recover.
How much of your game plan has to change because you've played these teams so many times before?
You don't really change the game plans. You have certain things that are important to you, and because they're important to winning, you try to do them a little bit better than the other team.
TCU leading the country in fast break points. What's the antidote to that?
Don't turn the ball over, don't take bad shots, and run really, really fast on the way back.